Hello and welcome to another episode of Gaming with The Sims. My name's Charles Sims. Today we're going to look at Gathering Greyhaven's Army List Part 2. The other day I did the first episode of this, and I'm sorry that I'm away at the moment, so I was unable to edit them to put the army list in front as I'm talking about them. So hopefully for other events that will happen to make it easier. So we looked at 6 army lists in the previous episode, and one of which was Anuja's with a Hobbit army with 60 number in total, which is the largest army, as I said, this weekend. But we do have a second Hobbit army, and that's Scottish Ian's army. So his general is a bit cheesy to go with a Hobbit army. Galadriel, Lady of Light, so you're going to have a hard time shooting down this high number of hobbits. He's then got Thranduil, King of Mirkwood, with a few elves to help with high fight, and then he's got Merry on pony, Pippin on pony, Paladin Took, and Brandybusk Took, all leading 8 battling Brandybucks with 4 hobbits. So he's got 58 models in this army, but similar, we've got a high number, but it could be a challenge shooting them down at all with Lady of Light standing there as the general. So it will be a long old game if them 2 Hobbit armies play each other. Next, we're going to have a look at another Scottish person's army list, Chris. So he's gone for what I've seen him use recently, especially at Desolation of Stockport. He's using a Goblin army. So his general is the Goblin King, leading some 12 Goblin warriors. He's got Krishna, leading some more warriors, and even a scribe. Not a quite full warband, but still 11 in that warband, so you're getting high numbers. Then he's taken allying in with Moria to get a Goblin Shaman to help, because of Goblin Shamans help all types of goblins. And he's got 2 wargs with that goblin, along with the couple of goblins with spears he's got in there. And then to sum off the army, he's got a Mordor ally of the Shadow Lord on Fellbeast. So again, he is going for the anti-shooty, let's get into combat army there. And he's got a Spectre to help move things around if he needs it. And he's got a Black Numenorean with Banner. So that is, he's obviously trying to go all out there. Now we've got Louis. Louis has taken 6 warbands and 6 models. It's the first of 2 armies we will be looking at, which are a whole hero army. There's nothing but heroes. So he's got, and unusual, he's got every hero, either on an animal or which can fly itself. So quite powerful. But will it be enough? So he's got Thorin Oakenshield on a pony, and Orcrist. So this is obviously the early profile of Thorin, teamed up with the Battle of 5 Armies, Dwalin on goat. He's also got Dane Ironfoot on the boar, so he's got the rocket sausage there. He's got and then another 2 profiles from the early dwarves. So he's got Feely and Keely both on pony. And then finally he's got Gwai here. So he's got a bit of monster throwing power there to hopefully help him out. So as I say, that is the first pure hero army we've seen, but it's not the last. Next we have got Connor's army. So he's done a more themed army. He's got, obviously they've just left Erebor after Smaug at this point, and it's before Thorin gets like before Thorin goes out to hunt his mountain down. So he's at this point probably trying to find his mad father. So we've got young Thorin with some Erebor dwarves, some with shields and spears, so he's got extra points, and he's got one with a banner as well. Young Dwalin has got the exact same but without the banner, and then he's got an Erebor captain with 12 Grimhammers, and then to finish this army off, because he's obviously trying to find his mad father, he's got the mad Thrain as well in there. So that's a respectable 40 model dwarf army. Next it will be another of his teammates, JT. He's got Gildor as his leader. Then he's got Legolas with Orcrist with 10 Mirkwood Rangers. And then for his further warband, he's got Gabragan leading 10 Rosies, an Eagle and an Ent. So he's got a couple of big things there just to finish off the army. So I hope it works for you, JT. One of my favourite armies of the weekend is Jordan's. It's my favourite probably because of it is pure Harad. It might not have as many Watchers Khana as I like, but it is pure Harad. So I applaud you. So the leader in his rightful place is Saladin, up there at the top, with some Harad with spears. He's then got a Taskmaster for a bit extra might, because you always need it, with some more Harad with spears. Then he's got one of my favourite models, other than the Harad Taskmaster. The next one is the Hashrin. Only problem, one might, you can't need much heroics, but Taskmaster does come in handy for that. Needing 2 Watchers of Cardinals with bows, and then another 4 without bows. This is one of the first times I have seen Watchers of Cardinals without bows, because of that 50% bow limit. So I applaud you for taking them, but out of the rest of your army, probably should have seen bows on them, because of it. So they are a bit more ridiculous there. And then he's got Harad Captain and the Betrayer. Both between them leading 9 Warriors of Khana with bows. Obviously Jordan couldn't get hold of more Watchers Khanas because they are metal. They are, I believe they're out of stock at the moment on the website. So he's obviously gone for the upgrade to hit on freeze. The points difference between Warriors of Khana and Watchers of Khana is only 1 point, and the 1 point is Watchers of Khana are fight 4 in combat as well, and they've got a second attack, and they get +2 courage when charging terror. So, and they're resistant to magic. So for 1 point, always go for the Watchers of Khana. They are far superior for that 1 point. As I said last episode, they are probably one of the biggest troops which are underpointed. They should be probably like Feral Urukai at about 12 points, plus then 1 point for a bow maybe. So I am not looking forward to the new rules which are rumoured this year, probably in September, because I have a feeling that my 30 Warriors of Khana are going to get nerfed, and nerfed big time. But hopefully they're also going to bring out Serpent Guard on foot, so we can see a lot more Serpent Guard, because they're going for a ridiculous price on the moment on the internet. So going back to the army list, he's got the Betrayer, as I said, in at the end. This is the first and only Ringwraith not mounted. So all the other Ringwraiths we've seen so far are on Felbeast. This is the first one walking along on foot. Another thing is it is uncommon to see a Harad army without Knight of Umbar, but he's obviously gone for the more tactful. He doesn't have the points to get the Felbeast, so he's gone for the Betrayer. to help with his poison arrows, which are on all the bows. He's got 13 warriors with bows plus a hero with a bow. So he's obviously tried to go for that, optimising that reroll 1s and 2s. So we'll see if it pays off in this size of game. Now we've got 2 army lists left. As I said, these are playing against each other in the first round draw, and probably, in my opinion, will be the best first round in regards to who's going to win. It might not be the best to watch, so we'll be obviously streaming a different game for game 1, but we'll see a review hopefully after the game of them two and see how it goes. So Mr. Ed Ball's list. If you've been to tournaments before with him, this won't come as a shock. It's the second and final all-hero army, and he's got 4 models. Undying on Felbeast as his leader, quite common, quite normal. Next one is Knight of Umbar. On Felbeast, this is again, he can throw him into combat, not worry about if he wins, he doesn't lose the will, so he's got that will where he can spend it on spells. Knight of Umbar isn't the best caster, but the more important thing is not losing will in combat. Which goes on to Warband 3, Khamûl the Eastling on Felbeast, where Khamûl can get will back for killing in combat, and then he can also manipulate his stats by spending a bit of will. So again, he's going to have the ability to spend will in spells and then have enough in combat to just keep burning through the combat. And obviously both of them, when they cast spells successfully within 6 inches of the Undying gets will back. So they are 3 staple ring wraiths for the ring wraith army. When you're doing it like a combat one, because you just don't lose that will quickly, which is the big fear of normal ring wraiths. Finally, that leaves him with 140 points. So he can't go for another named ring wraith, but he's gone for the next best thing, the Witch King on Felbeast. So once he's bought the Witch King and the ring wraith, because you can buy extra might, will and fate, he's obviously got 20 points left over, which is 4 options in might, will and fate. So he's gone 3 might and 1 fate, no extra will, so he's only got a base of 10 will, this Witch King. So he's going to be, if he's needed, quite quick to drop in will, but we've only seen 1 wizard really, so your staff is broken might not be needed. But I think it's there more for the might, like throwaway might before that ring wraith dies. I'm a bit shocked. I was assuming like 2 might, 2 fate, a bit more to spread it out, not just a straight 3 might. So, but obviously Ed's been doing this for years and he knows this army, so we can't second judge him on that. Now, we're going to look at his opponent first round. He only started playing last year. He's had best army nominations. Especially he got best army nomination for this army at Ed's event last year. So let's get into it and go straight into this. This is the army list I said yesterday had only 1 warband. And it is a Battle of 5 Armies warband. So it's Azog with heavy armour, a white warg and the stone flail. Not only that, he has put the signal tower in this army to give him the increased capacity for this warband, which puts you up from a warband of 12 to 24, not counting the lieutenants which come with the signal tower. Now, the signal tower is brilliant. For those who don't know, it's 200 points, but you get 7 lieutenants to man it. Each lieutenant has a might, a will and a fate, so if you can pull them off there into combat, help lead your armies, that's a 7 might just there. Now, the signal tower has 4 options, so if it's manned at the 4 points, you get these following options. So you've got one which is a battle-wide banner. So no need to carry a little banner around and try and get in position. It's a battle-wide banner as long as there's a lieutenant manning that flag. The next one is there is a horn which gives you +1 courage and your opponent -1 courage, which is good if you can try and get some spectres in there, but obviously there isn't because it's a single warband. And then you've got another one where when it's manned in this location you get a 6-up save. Everything in your army gets a 6-up, well, Gundabad army gets a 6-up save. There is a list of it, but for all intents and purposes it's everything in this army, I believe, apart from the White Warg, but because I've never used it, I'm not 100% on that, so don't hold me to it. And then the fourth one, which is going to come in very useful in this first game, is 3 marches, which means you can march without using a point of might. Although Azog has got 6 might, you might want to save that for when he gets in combat with the Ringwraiths. So he's got 6 might there with the ability to march straight away. So you're probably going to see him, even if he rolls a 3 first turn, use a point of might, get on the board, start moving, and then obviously from then on march. Just try to get across the board as quick as he can before the fell beasts catch him. So going through the list, he's got a Gundabad Ogre. I know Chris wanted to try and take a top troll, but obviously with this size points, you just don't have them points for a troll. 700 you would have seen the troll, but at this size it can only be an ogre. Which is, if needed, can charge through the rest of his army to try and charge into combat for easiness. He does take some potential damage that way, but he can get straight into combat even through his own guys. And the ogre is movement 8 as well, which is a bit beneficial for this first game over the troll because it's at that extra 2-inch movement quicker. Then he's got another 8 models, which again are movement 8. They are Gundabad Berserkers. Now, they normally have a 6-up save themselves naturally, and it's the only model in the game that the signal tower actually goes, you know what, we'll make your original save better, and it works in conjunction with. So if you have Fury and Signal Tower, you get one or the other, where the Berserker's 6+ and the Signal Tower combined, so you get a 5+ save on the Gundabad Berserkers. So it's going to be very quick. That them 9 models I've just said are all movement 8, plus Azog and Warg, movement 10. Marching there, you're going to be looking at 11 inches for them models easily. So it's going to be a very quick army to get across that board just to try and get off before the Ringwraiths catch him. Following that, he's got some Gundabad Orcs with spears, and then he's got one Gundabad with nothing because he just had that 8 point spare. So it's with the 7 lieutenants on the signal tower, it's 1 warband, but it's 21 models, so it's not shabby at all. He's technically got 8 heroes there, and 9 if you count the White Warg, and he's got a bunch of might. That's 13 might altogether there if you can use it correctly and not waste any, on top of 3 marches. So it's going to be an interesting one, how well both of them rolls in the first couple of turns to see who comes on where, and then if Chris can get that engaged line like 3/4 across the battlefield to the fell beasts, which to be fair are movement 12, so it's probably going to be in the middle somewhere. He might be able to sneak some of them quick berserkers off and just run for the edge, try and get some models off. He only needs 3 models off if Ed gets none off to get 7 points, which will secure him the win. Ed's got to make sure he doesn't get triple of models off, because of, as long as Chris gets 3 off, Ed then has to get 2 off, and then with Ed getting 2 off, it leaves his combating abilities in the middle quite weak. So all in all, it's going to be, Ed needs to make this battle as quick as possible. As I said, it's not going to be a fun one to watch because of it's going to probably be over so quickly, so we're going to watch something else, but we are going to speak to both of them afterwards hopefully and see what they think about this army combination for the first round. Stay tuned for that, I would say. If you missed any of the previous armies we discussed, there will be a link about here on the screen now, so you can just click it and watch the first episode, and we'll be kicking off at 10:30 tomorrow. I'm not sure at this stage if it's going to be a live stream or a straight upload after the games, but I'm going to get 6 games, 1 in each round, so that's 3 tomorrow, 3 Sunday, videoed and uploaded to the channel, so if you've never seen it before you can see what it's like. I'm going to see if I can do audio commentary over some of them if possible, but it depends when I get time this weekend to do that. Also, we're going to have a video of the prizes going up, so you can just see who gets prizes for what. And as I say, the first game tomorrow is Recon and spot prices versus General off the ball edge. So please like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you back soon. Goodbye.